Hey people, so it's time to talk a little bit about Sony. If you are a subscriber of me, you may do know that I don't like Sony that much. If you talk about high-end smartphones, and I'm not going to talk that much about it right now, but I'm going to talk about some new upcoming phones from Sony that I want to talk a little bit about here. So we have this new phone called the Sony Xperia Mint popping up, and it feels like this is what the Sony Xperia S should have been. Even though these phones, according to TechRadar, these phones are quite similar in specs. The thing though with the Xperia Mint is that it seems like it's getting the Snapdragon S4, so it won't lag like the Sony Xperia S did once it got launched. So some things that I'm very disappointed in with the Xperia Mint. I'm not sure if this is going to be a successor to the Xperia S or something, because I'm getting a little bit confused here, because it seems like the only thing that they have improved is kind of like the processor, that it seems like it's going to run a Snapdragon S4, like a way better processor. So it's still 4.3-inch screen, very boring, very small. I want a bigger screen, okay? I want a bigger screen. 1 GB RAM, nothing new over there. With a 30 megapixel camera. The Sony Xperia S also kind of like had that. It seems like they slimmed down the design of the phone, but it still looks very boring. It still looks very boring, and don't just call me a Sony hater right now. Sony is doing some cool things. I love the Xperia Arc design, and this upcoming phone in Japan, the Sony Xperia GX. I'm not sure if the Xperia Mint is some kind of Europe variant of the Sony Xperia GX, but this is how the Sony Xperia GS looks like, and it's gonna have our little brother called Sony Xperia SX. This one looks more interesting to me, but this one's gonna go on pre-order in Japan on like August the 2nd, and then they're gonna start shipping out the devices on August the 9th. But that's only in Japan. When is we gonna see this baby where I live, in Europe? But what's so cool about this one that I like more than the Xperia Mint, that seems to be some kind of Europe variant of this, is that this one comes with a 4.6-inch display, okay? I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't have a big screen, big fat ass screen. I'm used to the Galaxy Note. I'm using a Galaxy S3 right now, 4.8-inch. I don't want to go back. 4.3 really feels like 2011. It's 2012 right now, okay? And I want it big. I want it really, really big. So the Xperia GX also seems to be running on Snapdragon S4, but you know, that has a little bigger screen. But the question that I'm wondering is, where is this phone? We already saw pictures of this in May, but this is the thing that HTC and like Samsung and Apple, they know that, you know, when we see something new coming out, when we see the first pictures of a new Galaxy phone, we do know that we can like buy the phone like 2 weeks from that date. Same thing with Apple. If they launch a new iPhone, we're gonna be, you know, we'll be able to pick that up in like 2 weeks or something like that. This is a phone that we already saw pictures of in May, and it still isn't here. It's like Huawei with this S&D Quad that they unveiled in February. Where is the phone? You still can't pick it up, and it was like half a year ago. Like, come on, what is the problem? And don't leak out the design. I mean, like, you know, people want new cool things, but this one feels already a little bit boring right now when we have pictures of it and everything out, and I still can't buy it. It's probably not even gonna be available until like September, and then Sony is gonna have to compete against a new Galaxy Note that's gonna have a better quad-core processor than the Galaxy S3. They're gonna have to compete against Apple with their new iPhone, and Apple's very good at marketing their stuff. So I'm really not sure what Sony is doing, and yeah, it feels like they are failing. Come on now, Sony. Not good. Yeah, bye bye.